Revelation 12, 7 through to 9. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into earth, and his angels were cast out with him. God cast Satan out of heaven, and the place the Bible says God sent him to was earth. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Satan and his angels walk freely on earth, deceiving people and oppressing people day and night. Everything associated with Satan is evil. He is the king of darkness, and there is no light in him anymore. Satan did not go against God in the book of Genesis. He didn't rebel in the book of Exodus either. Satan had gone against God even before creation. Satan allowed pride to come into him, and he rebelled. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, we can see how Satan was described, what he looked like in his former glory. Ezekiel 28:15 says, Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. Verse 17 says, Thine heart was lifted because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom because of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Looking further, how did Lucifer sin? What did he do? Or what did he say? Prophet Isaiah stated everything that Lucifer said, the things that made him fall. He wrote in Isaiah 14:12 through to 14, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weakens the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the highest. Pride was Satan's sin, and that made him fall. However, some angels were sent away from heaven at a separate time. These angels are different from Satan and his angels that followed him initially. Pride was not the sin of these angels. They did not plan to be like God. The Bible says these angels are somewhere terrible. Jude 1:6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. 2 Peter 2:4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them unto chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment. These two verses talk about the angels who committed a different sin from Satan's. These angels did not try to take the place of God, and they did not follow the devil. Satan was cast out of heaven and sent to earth, but the Bible says these angels were locked in the bottomless pit. They must have committed a terrible sin. Some even argue that what they did may have been worse than the crimes of Lucifer. The Bible says that they were delivered into chains of darkness. If Satan can freely roam around to deceive people, and these angels are kept away from the earth's surface, one could easily come to the conclusion that these mysterious angels received a harsher punishment than Lucifer. The question that has plagued many scholars is, why did God not allow them to roam the earth, just like Satan? They were held in chains in hell. They received a punishment that was different from the punishment of the devil. These angels did not turn into demons, and they are not familiar spirits in the world today. They are not the witches and wizards you pray against. The Bible also says they were locked away from heaven and human beings. Jude 1:6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Who are these angels, and what have they done to deserve such a punishment? What have they done that they were not allowed to roam the earth like the devil? Some Bible scholars believe that these angels are the angels in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, that came to sleep with human women on earth. These angels came from heaven to sleep with them, and wickedness became great on earth. Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. The sons of God, or angels, saw that the women on earth were beautiful, and they couldn't hold themselves. They abandoned their places in heaven and traded their place in heaven to sleep with the women on earth. Jude says, "And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, they left heaven to sleep with women on earth." That was a terrible sin that got them into trouble. They defiled themselves with human beings who were full of wickedness. These angels committed a sin only found amongst human beings: sexual immorality. So this begs the question, do different sins require different punishments? Sexual immorality leaves you open to the devil, making you impure. The Bible says that nothing unclean will enter heaven. The Bible also says that God cannot behold iniquity. These angels had been corrupted. God could not accept them back. God couldn't leave them on earth because of their sin with human beings, and they were producing a sort of hybrid creation. The last sin these beings should ever think of committing is sexual immorality. If you look at the world today, people will do terrible things because of sexual immorality. People will kill to sleep with another person. People would do terrible things to commit adultery. When sexual immorality is found in one's life, it becomes what controls them. If it tells them to destroy someone, they will. If it tells them to do something to sleep with another person, they will do it. Sexual immorality is a dangerous sin. If these angels were left to roam on earth with their inability to control themselves, it would have led to untold destruction. The Bible says in Proverbs 25:2, "He who hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls." If you lack self-control, you will be like a city without security. These angels couldn't control themselves, and they fell into sin. Only God knows what the outcome would have been if these angels had been left to roam among humans. This is the very fact that makes some people wonder how the devil is allowed to roam free on the earth, but these angels, God had to cast them down into hell until the day of judgment. Could it be that they are worse than the devil? Many Bible scholars also believe that these angels are the creatures that John saw coming out of the bottomless pit in Revelation 9. Revelation 9, 1-3. "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit. And there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the earth's scorpions have power." These creatures would be given the power to torment human beings. John's description of these creatures could be interpreted as these angels. Revelation 9, 7-11 says, "And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots, of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were strings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. The leader of these creatures described in Revelation 9:11, whose name is Abaddon in Hebrew, and then Apollyon in Greek, meaning the destroyer. We should know that this Apollyon is not Satan. He could possibly be one of these dangerous angels locked away. Many scholars wonder what exactly will happen to these angels after the day of judgment. Will they be freed having served their time? Others argue that their punishment could not possibly be worse than the devil, as he will be cast into the lake of fire for eternal torment. But will these angels also be cast there with him? There are many theories and questions about these angels.